All right, Ryan, what's going on out there today?
Yeah, pretty damp conditions this morning and more potential for rainfall later today, but especially tomorrow. And these temperatures are the dew point temperatures. The air temperatures needed for us to receive dew. Now, your air temperature is 62 at the sun port with a dew point of 54. You just have enough wiggle room between the air temperature and the dew point for us to not really receive any dew nor any mist or fog out there. But something that we are seeing around Sandia Park and Moriarty, dew points in the high 40s and low 50s, and air temperatures near those dew point temperatures, 53 at Sandia Park with a dew point of 50, meaning very humid weather. 54 at Moriarty, 59 Rio Rancho, and 61 Los Lunas and Belen. These temperatures pretty mild, pretty uniform across the Albuquerque metro because of the clouds and the pretty high dew point temperatures. And we cannot even see the Sandias from our KRQE rooftop camera because of these billowing clouds out there building, and we're going to continue to see more chances for rainfall eventually ahead. 62 at the Sunport with a westerly wind at 6 miles per hour and a 75% humidity. That westerly wind is trying to dry things out, but it's going to be a very slow process. Sunnier, a little bit warmer this afternoon compared to yesterday. 0 mile visibility in Durango because of the low-hanging clouds and the mist out there. Elsewhere, pretty good visibility. It's in the higher elevations that we're also seeing the low-hanging clouds, even in parts of the northern valley floors. Look at these wind gusts now. 41 miles per hour in Raton, a 24 mile per hour gust in Clayton. A bit breezy as well in Deming, a 25 mile per hour wind gust. And the reason why we're pretty breezy in the northeast highlands is because of a lingering batch of rain showers and rumbles of thunder. The thunderstorms are weakening, but they're spreading out rain-cooled outflow winds moving through the eastern and northern highlands that will move through Tucumcari in the form of stronger winds later this morning. Elsewhere, we're mostly rain-free, just a little bit cloudy out there. That storm system moved through northern New Mexico, now exiting the northeast highlands. And we had storms yesterday in Albuquerque, and we do have to watch out for more of that as we head throughout tomorrow. It was a wet one yesterday in Farmington. Most of the area got more than an inch of rain because of the rainfall. Still a little bit damp on the ground there with an air temperature of 54 right now in Farmington, 49 in Durango, 53 in Santa Fe, 51 in Las Vegas, 55 and very windy right now in places like Raton, 70 in Carlsbad, and much calmer winds. We're seeing at 52 in the reserve, 61 right now in Socorro. You guys will be reaching the mid to upper 80s this afternoon. Lower 80s Albuquerque, upper 70s in Santa Fe, 60s Alamosa to Raton because of the low-hanging clouds and the moisture. A warmer and drier day in Farmington in the lower 80s, but still lingering low-level moisture of the ground. That will be conducive to more thunderstorm development from Deming all the way through Carlsbad, temperatures reaching the high 80s and low 90s. Average high 87 in Albuquerque, 83 this afternoon. Mostly sunny for most of the day, but late evening to overnight thunderstorms will become more likely. Now, during the afternoon, the storms will be very spotty in the mountains, including the San Juan Mountain region area. But we do have to watch out for stronger storms in the Hermit's Peak Calf Canyon burn scar area to the northern mountains. Burn scar flash flooding is something that we'll keep an eye on. Then a batch of storms with our next storm system move from the Four Corners, from Gallup and Grants along I-40 to Albuquerque, potentially Santa Fe overnight tomorrow, and another batch of storms potentially near Socorro. And we'll start to clear out as most of the storms will move through the northern mountains tomorrow morning. But tomorrow afternoon, severe weather will be more likely. Look at these yellows, oranges, and reds popping up. Hail and strong wind gusts, even an isolated tornado or two with a marginal risk of severe weather issued by the Storm Prediction Center for tomorrow. But, with that threat extending from Hobbs all the way through the Four Corners, would not be surprised if parts of the Rio Grande Valley that we have that even higher threat of severe weather. Something we'll watch out for tomorrow locally, as rainfall amounts do appear more likely to be more than a half an inch around Santa Fe to Las Vegas. Now, this model, not depicting much rainfall in Albuquerque, doesn't mean we won't see rain. And from Farmington to Durango, at least a quarter to more than a half an inch of rain and cooler weather tomorrow before we warm up and dry out later on Thursday into the weekend, including Pagosa Springs, Farmington. Much needed rainfall still ahead. A slight chance of rain this afternoon, more likely overnight tomorrow with lower temperatures, Gallup and Grants. Then we'll warm up and dry out later this week, including to the weekend, Las Cruces and Alamogordo, triple-digit heat more likely. And after the storm system moves in, because of potentially lightning-induced wildfires from the storms in the Gila National Forest, we do have to watch out for the stronger winds spreading those flames potentially, something we'll keep an eye on later this week. Cloudcroft, 60s today, 70s in Ruidoso, 80s and 90s in southeast New Mexico. Most of the rain will be over with. In Tucumcari, Mora, and Springer in the 60s and 70s. Again, flooding rainfall still something we'll keep an eye on for the next couple of days. And from Red River to Espanola and Santa Fe, temperatures in the 60s and 70s, and more rainfall, especially later today, tonight, and tomorrow. And from Moriarty, Cedar Crest to from Rio Rancho, Belen, and Albuquerque, mostly reaching the 70s and lower 80s for today. A little bit cooler tomorrow as storms will be most likely, and then much more enjoyable weather later this week into the weekend.
Yeah, looking forward to all that sunshine, but loving all this gloomy, cloudy weather too while we've got it. Yeah.
And the rain as well. Just as long as we're safe, we'll take it.
All right, thanks, Ryan.